Because this is what I found out. The One X will do 99% of the things that the Series X will do. Merry Christmas everyone, my name is John, this here is the Xbox Basement. It is the holiday season now, and therefore by default it is also the shopping season. So if we head over to Xbox, we can see that they are offering some fantastic deals on the brand new Xbox and a bunch of software stuff. You can save $50 right now on this brand new Xbox starter bundle with the Series S, and then you can even get $50 off the Xbox Series X. They're offering you to join Game Pass for only $1, and they're even offering 50% off of games like Starfield and Diablo 4. They've got $10 off on their wireless controllers, and then this one I thought was super cool. Get a free engraving with an Xbox Design Lab controller. And those are all really great deals if you're going to pick up some new software for your console, or you just need a new console and you think, hey, maybe it's time to upgrade. But this video is actually the opposite of that. So recently I was able to pick up an Xbox One X. I was just cruising around my local pawn shop, and previously on their shelf they had a Scorpio edition of the One X. So I was searching around in their pile of Xboxes to see if they still had this thing, and it turned out that they did not. But in my walking arounds, I discovered one that they had on clearance, and they had this thing listed for $60. Well, my first question to them was, does this thing even work? We fired it up and it worked just fine, and I was like, wow, for 60 bucks, I will absolutely take this One X. And as you can see, I got it hooked up right here behind me. And much to my surprise, this actually ended up being a very limited special edition console. And I noticed that the storage said 2 terabytes on it. So I said to myself, that's weird, I thought the One X only came with a 1 terabyte drive in there. So I figured maybe the previous owner just had upgraded the hard drive, but when I checked the warranty seals, they are still there. So I did a lot of digging around that had any type of certainty to it, that wasn't a mod on eBay, that wasn't some sort of, installation of a heavier duty drive. Was this post by a user on the Microsoft forums who had come across this image on an old Amazon listing. Well, there's a ton of comments down here saying that's not real and that the Xbox One X doesn't have a 2 terabyte drive, but this person said after getting in touch with Microsoft, it's actually a special edition console that uses a hybrid solid state hard drive. Just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys who subscribe to the channel, and if you're not subscribed, consider doing that now. And that is honestly it. There is nothing else about this officially licensed from Microsoft console that is a special edition. The model and number is not different. There's no type of special branding on the case. There is nothing that gives this away as a special edition console until you actually fire it up. And even then, it's super hard to even figure out why this thing has this hard drive in it. Anyway, all of this to say that I have actually been using my One X a lot more than my Series X lately, because this is what I found out. The One X will do 99% of the things that the Series X will do. And I know what you're thinking, nah, I can't play Series X or S games, and that part is true. It's gonna have slower load times, it's not gonna be near as fast processor wise, and that part is also true. It can't do quick resume, it can't install a bunch of different Game Pass games, and that's where I gotta stop you, because I thought the exact same thing. I was like, yeah, this console's really cool, but I'm gonna be missing out on a whole lot that is on Game Pass. And I definitely don't want to be missing out on anything Game Pass, so I headed over to their console game selection, and I really wanted to find out the difference here. So I filtered it by everything that will run on your Series X, and with this filter gives us 435 different games that'll run on X. So if we filter it to what'll play on the Xbox One, it actually gives us 470 games, which means that more games on Game Pass will run on the Xbox One. 35 more games to be exact at this present moment, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. There's more games that'll run on last gen's console than'll run on the new one? So I said, yeah, okay, but I know most things won't install. And I'm sure you guys have heard this too, that a lot of the newer games that Microsoft puts out for Game Pass will not install on the Xbox One. Now, I've already done a video that Starfield will not install, but it can actually be streamed and it works okay. But a lot of your really popular heavy-duty games can. Forza Motorsport will click and install to. It sees my Xbox One right there and it can install it. And that game came out just back in October. Your Halo Master Chief Collection will absolutely install. The latest in the Yakuza series will absolutely install. And this one particularly, I was surprised to see that brand new release Lies of P will absolutely install to your Xbox One, and I actually did install this game. So at this point, the wheels really got turning of, you know, could I actually use my Xbox One X and get rid of my Series X? Because I've got 2 terabytes in this system already, and I know that I can use any hard drive to install any Xbox One playable game. So I went out and picked up super cheap a 2 terabyte official Seagate hard drive, which gave me 4 whole terabytes of storage space on this One X. Now that hard drive cost me $45, and I realized that I got a fantastic deal on this thing, but after it was all said and done, I got this complete setup for less than $120. And other than having a handful of games that you have to stream via cloud, and yes, the Series X will do a faster load time because it is a complete solid state drive, all of these other features I would argue are identical. Okay, so on Tony Hawk's I gotta wait 3 seconds for it to load up versus the 1 second. But I did a real world like 1-to-1 comparison and it's not very noticeable. I think it would only be noticeable if you were so used to the Series X that the One X was just like, man, this is super slow. But if you're only using the One X, you don't notice it. So I'm not telling anybody to get rid of their Series X, however, mine has been collecting dust for a little bit now. And while I was under the initial impression that the Series X was just completely blowing the Xbox One away, after really getting everything set up and seeing everything that the One X can actually do, including your Blu-ray and all of your 4K gaming, all of your cloud gaming support, all of your Game Pass support, the ability to easily expand your storage with plenty of options, and the fact that you can use your Series X controllers, I feel like this really puts the One X in an amazing light that maybe people really haven't realized. I had no issues running this console, everything still updates, and yes, quick resume is actually there. Thank you guys for taking the time to check out this longer video. It's really nice to know that you can use an older console and that it's not obsolete. So if you feel like it's time to upgrade to a Series S or a Series X, consider maybe picking up an Xbox One X. Merry Christmas once again, and we will see you guys in the next video.